England. Idyllic green countryside. Gray stone castles. Double-decker buses. And majestic cathedrals with spires reaching to the heavens. Typical images of England today. However, there is a side of England that the average visitor rarely notices. Hollow, empty eyes of the British man selling newspapers on the sidewalk. Fearful glances of a Muslim Pakistani woman as she quickly covers her face from the onlooking stares of men. Vacant, dilapidated church buildings. Arabic signs designating the neighborhood Islamic prayer room. These images only begin to portray what life is like for thousands of people living in England who do not know Jesus Christ. Today, England is a country characterized by tremendous spiritual need. This once stalwart Christian nation has succumbed to the empty philosophies of materialism, secular humanism, and atheism. Religion seems to have no relevance in the hearts of the majority of British citizens. Spiritual apathy prevails. But there is a second factor that contributes to the growing spiritual needs of England. The United Kingdom has become home to thousands of Muslims. Today, Islam is the fastest growing religion in England. Most of us would not even think of England as being a mission field. After all, this is the country that sent out missionary heroes like Hudson Taylor, William Carey, and Amy Carmichael. But the growth of the Islamic movement and widespread spiritual apathy among the British present gigantic challenges to the British Church today. Giants that the Church must face. Perhaps a closer look at some of the people of England will give us a clearer picture of the desperate spiritual needs of this great country and of the giants the Church is facing. Meet Ahmed, a young man of 26. His parents came from the region of Kashmir in northern Pakistan shortly after World War II. They came to their colonizer, England, looking for jobs. But Ahmed sees himself as more than just a Pakistani subject of the Commonwealth.
I was born in Birmingham, England. Although my parents have tried hard to hold on their Pakistani traditions, I consider England to be my home. I don't even understand the Pakistani traditions. In fact, I can hardly speak any of their languages like Urdu. I went to British schools. I am a British citizen, and I consider myself to be British, not Pakistani.
When Ahmed finished secondary school, he began working in the family's Pakistani clothing store. Having worked there for 8 years, he is getting bored and wants to go to university so he can learn to run his own business. Now his father expects him to go to Pakistan to marry one of his cousins, as the Pakistani custom requires. He is resistant to this idea, as his new wife wouldn't understand British life. While ambivalent regarding his cultural background, there is no question about his devout adherence to his religious heritage, Islam.
I have attended the local Quranic school since I was a young boy. I have memorized long portions of the Quran, and I am now qualified to lead the daily prayers at the mosque if the Imam is not able to lead. I am very proud of the progress my religion is making in this country. I hope that England will someday be an Islamic country just like Pakistan. Throughout England, we are opening a new mosque every week. Even churches are being converted into mosques. So far, over 300 churches have been transformed into mosques. I recently read in a newspaper that Prince Charles is now the head of the Islamic Studies program at Oxford University. This is good news to me because I know that Prince Charles wants my religion to grow.
Pride in Islam has some devastating implications.
Just last week, there was a Muslim girl in my neighborhood who foolishly deserted Islam and became a Christian. She had left her family and was living with a Christian missionary. I went with some other young chaps from the mosques to stone the windows of the missionary's house. Fortunately, the girl's parents were able to capture her and send her back to Pakistan. At least back in Pakistan, her uncle will be able to kill her quietly as a punishment for her shameful act.
Ahmed's strong abhorrence of Christianity stems partly from his misunderstanding of Christian doctrines and partly from confusing it with Western culture.
It is a blasphemy that Christians would claim that Jesus was actually the God. How can they claim that there is only one God, yet at the same time say that Jesus was a God also? How can those Christians be so foolish and so deceived? What's more, Christians are some of the most hypocritical people I know. They drink alcohol all the time. They only pray to their God on Sunday mornings. They are extremely immoral people. One only has to watch those programs on the telly or see the American films to know that all Christians are immoral, corrupt, and violent.
There are thousands of Muslims in England, just like Ahmed, who are torn between the traditional values of their home country and the Western values of England. Yet, in the midst of this struggle, they maintain very strict religious beliefs. And because of their efforts, Islam is growing rapidly in England. While the challenge of reaching the growing Muslim population is overwhelming, the majority of unbelievers in England are the native British people. Widespread spiritual apathy among the general British population constitutes the second giant the church faces. Meet Margaret, a typical British woman.
Well, when I was young, I used to go to church. My parents used to send me on Sunday mornings, but I was christened and even married in the same local church, but I don't bother going anymore. It's boring, it's very old-fashioned, and, well, it just seems out of touch. It isn't relevant to me anymore.
Like Margaret, most people have long abandoned the church. Overall, church attendance is declining at a rate of 1,000 people per week. In fact, there are more witches and fortune tellers in England than the number of clergy. As a single parent, Margaret's family situation is quite common in England today. The United Kingdom leads the World League in the number of single parents. Margaret readily admits that she has family problems.
Well, my husband left me a little while ago, so now I'm trying to make ends meet. I have to work full-time, which is hard with young children. I do worry about my children quite a lot, really, just about their future and what that will bring. So many of my friends have children, and they just seem to be making a real mess of their lives. They never talk to their parents anymore. They're just out all the time, and then when they are out, we never know where they are. They seem to spend all their money on drink and parties all night. We really do worry a lot about our friends' kids getting into drugs. Some of them seem to be getting into this thing called New Age, which, well, I've heard something about. Sounds really weird to me.
Like many British, Margaret despairs at the future of her country.
Our economy seems to be in a real mess at the moment. The welfare system, well, that's under a lot of strain and it's only just coping. And unemployment is just so high, especially around here in the inner city. Young people these days, they don't get a job, so they don't have any money, and then they just seem to get into trouble. The crime rate is really rising. I mean, I'm even worried to go out at night by myself, and I don't even let the children play outside anymore. It's frightening. Our country's in real trouble.
How will the church respond to these great needs? Is the giant of Islam undefeatable? Are most British people too apathetic for a revival to happen? Just as God used one young boy to kill the giant Goliath, He also wants to use ordinary people like you and me to join our British brothers and sisters in toppling the foreboding giants in England. The Evangelical Free Church Mission is partnering with the British Fellowship of Independent Evangelical Churches in a two-pronged ministry in Birmingham. Birmingham and the surrounding region is home to 70% of the ethnic minorities in the UK and has a very low percentage of evangelical Christians, making it a strategic battleground. Together, the EFCM and the British FIEC are beginning a church planting ministry to battle the giants of spiritual apathy and Islam there. David, in facing his giant, chose 5 smooth stones. Today, the greatest weapon God has given us in defeating these giants is prayer. Let us humble ourselves before God and join Christ in interceding for the peoples of Birmingham. Pray for millions of British people who are disillusioned and spiritually apathetic, and pray for thousands of Muslims who are genuinely deceived by the enemy. Pray for revival in the British church and for a renewed vision to reach out to the many spiritually hungry people. Thirdly, pray for the EFCM and the FIEC as they work together to topple these giants. Pray for wisdom for the leaders of these 2 missions and the missionaries involved. Pray for more workers to join the ministry in Birmingham, England. Pray that new missionaries would be called and that financial support would be quickly provided. Finally, pray that God's name would be exalted among the peoples of Birmingham and that He would set the captives free. Would you make a commitment to pray for the ministry in England on a regular basis for 1 year? The Evangelical Free Church Mission is looking for 1,000 such prayer warriors who can immediately begin to face the giants of Birmingham. The kingdom of God will grow powerfully as the people of God pray.